trust me, you've missed a lot for real this time. And of course, with me in the studio is still Mr. Insikak Fineface and our online guest, Comrade Alamboye Duke. Well, before we went on the break, we're talking about the cash crunch and of course INEC issues. And I was still talking about INEC. I'd like to shed more light on INEC reconfiguration, and of course our guest would have to come in. And there's been lots of talk and of course questions. What is the real reconfiguration? Is there actually going to be a reconfiguration of beavers as said by INEC? And then what does it actually mean to say you want to reconfigure something? Some IT persons have actually come out to say, oh, do you reconfigure your phone? Of course, the world is going artificial right now, if you'd agree with me. And then they've said, if you need to take pictures with your phone, do you delete or do you need to clear your phone before you can take new pictures, except of course, there's no space on your phone. And then one of the journalists, of course, came out to say, you can actually lose documents on iCloud. So I'd like to hear your own opinion about INEC coming out to say, oh, they want to reconfigure. And of course, I do not know if that is part of the reason. Okay, that's actually part of the reason, because they said they didn't have enough time to reconfigure the beavers for the gubernatorial elections. Hence, they're moving it forward to March 18.
Thank you for that. Well, to reconfigure something is simple. If you look at the dictionary, it means to arrange or put something together in a different way. So it means that if it was actually put together in a particular way and it wasn't favorable for you, you can actually reconfigure it and put it together in a different. Another word for that is to restructure. But then there's a whole lot of questions. Elections were held in Ekiti State. Were the beavers reconfigured before the elections in Osun State? Why didn't we have all these issues coming out? And then INEC had promised Nigerians back then that elections results were going to be uploaded in real time. Yeah. So what is really the problem? Why were elections results not uploaded? I saw videos of INEC officials complaining, oh, the beavers is not responding, we're unable to upload and all that. So a whole lot went down, but now Nigerians are actually left in a state of confusion, because like I said, to some Nigerians the beavers was going to be the game changer, but now the game changer is now looking like it couldn't really function. So could it be that INEC itself did not properly understand the maybe the operating system of the beavers, but then they used it in Ekiti State and the elections was free and fair. It was properly conducted. They used it in Osun State. Though there was a court ruling from the election tribunal that they talked about voting and issues like that. Now, if you follow what happened in Osun State, Nigerians were actually being careful of issues of maybe INEC coming out to talk about overvoting and things like that, but not being unable to upload results. If you follow the elections in Osun State, Mercy, there were videos of certain INEC officials telling the people of Osun State that, look, we do not have internet to be able to upload results. And the people said, no, we are going to provide internet. And they did. So now, the question now is, what is really the issue with these particular elections? Why were results not uploaded in real time? And why do you now need time to reconfigure the beavers? Won't it wipe off the already stored data on it?
That is the exact question. That's why people actually want, because there's a difference between, oh, at this point, Nigerians have trust deficit for INEC. So your dictionary meaning can be different from INEC's meaning of reconfiguration right now as it stands. So Nigerians need something to hold them accountable for, because right now, the only thing that makes us hold INEC accountable for this said election is because the Electoral Act. Of course, and we've seen videos of the INEC chairman himself coming out to say, oh, this election, there were rumors that it wouldn't be transmitted in real time. And he came out himself to refute it, to say, no, this election, you would see your vote real time being transmitted. So we can hold them accountable. So now Nigerians want to know the meaning of their reconfiguration.
Well, if they didn't tell Nigerians about reconfiguration before the elections, I think bringing it up now doesn't really look good for our electoral process. It's going to cast doubt on the minds of Nigerians. And Nigerians are now beginning to feel like that INEC itself is not independent enough. I'm beginning to wonder, is it that certain IT people in INEC didn't properly understand how the beavers works. Didn't they understand that, okay, maybe you have to reconfigure after each election? So are we going to do this after every elections? You know, because on the day of the presidential elections, I heard certain Nigerians say, look, the result of the Senate was being uploaded. That of the House of Reps was being uploaded. That it was just the presidential that they said couldn't be, you know, uploaded on the beaver. So there's a whole lot of questions. Now the negative impact of this is, Mercy,
yes,
it's Nigerians are losing trust in the system. Nigerians are losing hope in the system. Nigerians are losing confidence in the system. So I think it behoves on INEC now to come out and tell Nigerians the truth. The truth. Tell them exactly what you're doing, how you're doing it, and the effect of what you're doing. You can't just say, okay, for instance, the court gave a ruling that certain people should be granted access to be able to you know, go through the
election material.
Yes, and then till now there are reports that they've not been granted access. Things like this would also cast doubt in the minds of Nigerians. So we want an independent INEC that will be able to be, according to its name,
Independent National Electoral Commission.
Yes, because we're talking about 200 million Nigerians here who are tired of going through stress, tired of suffering, tired of battling insecurity, tired of a whole lot going wrong in our nation. So the only thing Nigerians are asking for is, look, be independent, be transparent, keep it real. If the Electoral Act states that you have to transmit results in real time, transmit it for Nigerians. Okay,
now over to you, Comrade. Would you say the same, or do you agree with Mr. Insikak Fineface?
Well, I agree somewhat with him, and in some areas I wouldn't, because I don't think INEC is presently busy looking for ways to work on their lapses. I think that's what they are busy doing.
Okay, could it be said that this is why the gubernatorial election was moved forward? Are they trying to work on their lapses? Because now, given that the expectations are not high anymore.
Yes, they know very well that they messed up. They compromised the system. In time past, we saw where federal government or state governments will be interfering in the activities of INEC. But this time around, we saw where INEC threw themselves for compromise. And that compromise, they thought Nigerians would have overlooked, is not seemingly happening that way. People are so, they didn't know that the level of interest people have on this election was as much as this. So they are finding every way, every avenue to ensure that they wipe off this mess they've brought. So one of the best and quickest way to wipe this off is to revisit the BVAT and say they want to reconfigure. What are they reconfiguring in the BVAT? People are still going to vote. The BVAT does not vote. The BVAT only do accreditation. The same people that did accreditation during the presidential election will still come and do accreditation. So what are you reconfiguring? It's a mere strategy to wipe away the only evidence that will be left for the Supreme Court to judge the presidential election. That's what they want to do away with.
Well,
it is so glaring that, yes, it is so glaring that INEC is the problem of this smooth process we've all engaged ourselves in. And the only way they can get themselves out of this is to wipe off the information. You can see this is liquid information. So once you pour it to the sun, it will melt out, and then there's no information to get. They are also aware that Nigerians, irrespective of the shouts and the various clips we have on air, the court will not give judgment, judicial judgment, if you don't have substantive evidences. And the only way and place we can get this substantive and reliable evidences is through the information that is in the beavers. So therefore, they want to say, oh, the beavers are overloaded, so they want to reconfigure. My dear, if 300 persons were accredited in the same ward, these 300 persons are still coming to vote again. So the beavers cannot be overlabored. So the issue of configuration is fallacy and just a deceit to democracy. These are the things we are saying. The more people are articulating themselves to ensure that we have a smooth running, some people are still there, still every day trying to configure their mind towards bringing down the smooth runnings and operations of democracy. And this is what we will not take in this country. We are going to stand firm to ensure that there is not like configuration. Good 18, they've shifted the elections to 18th. People are still asking questions. We are still writing. We are still talking to ensure that we want to understand the word configuration. Are they removing the information from the beavers, or they are arranging them, like my brother said there, they are rearranging them to get space in the beavers? These are the things we want to understand. Are you wiping off information, data that have been collected that will be used as evidence for the presidential election, or you are rearranging the beavers such that you have space, manageable space to conduct the governorship elections? These are the issues on ground, and these are the things we have to address, and these are the things we are calling on the media to begin to help give us a voice, so that they will hear it and know that people are interested in this, in governance in this country, and these practices will not be condoned anymore.
Okay. All right. Thank you very much for that. I'll move to Mr. Inzikak Fineface. A quick one about the Lagos state gubernatorial elections. There's been a lot of drama and back and forth going on with between the APC, the Labour Party. Of course, and some persons have said the Labour Party presidential candidate, rumor has it, that is not from Lagos state. And then it begs the question, is Lagos really a no man's land? That's actually supposed to be a rumor. But then at the end of the day, looking at it, Nigeria is not supposed to be one. I would always say, irrespective of your tribe or religion, the first thing that comes first is humanity. And actually, if you actually think about the people, you wouldn't be thinking about religion. I've always said I'm hopeful that one day I'll see a Chiamaka or an Ayomide ruling a state in Igbo land, or a Chiamaka ruling a state in Yoruba land. So what's your general overview about it? Because there's been a lot of back and forth. And before you answer that question, there's a trending video of the Labour Party governorship candidate that's road viral, his sister campaigning for Governor Babajide Sanwo-Olu, which speaks a lot about, of course, you know, the political scene. What's your general overview on that?
I think Lagosians and Nigerians are focusing on issues that are really not necessary. At this time, we shouldn't be arguing about tribe and telling certain people to leave your states and all that. This is Nigeria.
It's Nigeria, yes.
We are Nigerian. So how would you now feel when you leave the shores of our nation and then you go abroad and someone is racially abusing you? How would you feel when you are bullying your own people in your own country? I think it's, look, no matter the level of politics we are playing, it shouldn't get to the point where we begin to, you know, give rise to tribalism. We are Nigerians, first of all. His Excellency Bola Ahmed Tinubu is the former governor of Lagos State. And from reports, he's actually from Osun State. Badibo, they are talking about the gubernatorial candidate of the Labour Party, is a Lagos boy. His mom is Igbo. It means nothing.
Nothing, exactly.
It doesn't change. I mean, we are Nigerian. So I think we just focus on certain things that are not necessary. And those are unnecessary sentiments. Okay. At this time, we do not need this kind of things. Because if we focus on this, we can bring down this country. And we do not, you can't be trying to make progress and you're trying to draw yourself backwards again. Mercy, look at developed countries. They do not think of tribe. Okay, there was an accident yesterday. A BRT bus ran into a train and all that. Certain people died. May their souls rest in peace. Amen. Some are critically, you know, in critical condition in the hospital. They needed blood. And Nigerians rushed. When they were going to the hospital, they didn't ask, is this one from this tribe? No, Nigerians just went to ensure that they saved the lives of other Nigerians. So if we are to go forward, we need to coexist. Look at the former governor of Anambra State, His Excellency Peter Obi. His wife is from Akwa Ibom. She's the former first lady of Anambra State. Does it change anything? No. So I think Lagosians should desist from this.
All right, thank you.
It's unnecessary. You do not need this at this time. And considering the elections, look, it's obvious now that Labour Party gave the APC a good ride for their money. Something we've never seen before. I think the PDP have been unable to do that from 1999 till 2019. But you've seen how things have played out. So I think, look, this is a different, like I've said before, this has been a different kind of election where Nigerians are coming out to say, look, enough of bad governance, enough of our sufferings, enough of poor healthcare, enough of, you know, insecurity. So I think now the power is with the people. The power is with Nigerians. So you can't really say this person will win or no. Nigerians have the power.
Thank you very much for that. Well, comrade, thank you very much for joining us on the Polity today. We'll see you once again, and of course, when you're back in town.
Thank you very much.
All right, thank you, sir, and thank you, Mr. Inzikak Fineface. It's really nice to see you once again. And like you've heard, viewers at home, you've learned that it's time for Nigerians to coexist, irrespective of their religion or tribe. And this is where we bring the Polity to an end this week. Of course, I remain Mercy Babajide. See you next week. Bye.